courses. So, please understand that over the 8 clinical courses, that is when the teacher candidates refine their teaching capacity. That's when they are looking at their IEPs after they take that initial 706, and then they look at it again in each clinical course. That's where they are working with the RASWs. They get that in their initial course, and then they refine it again and again and again in the subsequent clinical courses. Now, our supervised clinical hours for this particular certification is 360 supervised clinical hours, and that is stated on the IPDP. The experiences need to be, actually should be P4, 5-8, and 9-12. This is a P12 certification, is that correct, Barbara?
3 to 21.
3 to 21. So it is a preschool to 21. So our students, we have organized them by half.
Yeah,
So,
that needed to be changed.
yes, yes. Now, how, let me finish this then. The candidates work with 3 mentors throughout their program of study. They have their GSC college professor who teaches the content in the courses. They have their GSC field placement faculty who have received over 45 hours of training to be trained observers and to coach the students in the field. And then they have their supervising practitioner who must be certified as either a BVI or a DHH, as well as the field placement faculty must be certified. And the supervising practitioner on site in the field site. Now, there was a question asked why the supervising practitioner does not evaluate the teacher candidate. The supervising practitioner provides input to the field placement faculty. The supervising practitioner provides feedback to the teacher candidate. But what we have learned over the years is the supervising practitioner has not been a trained observer and evaluator. So we use their feedback to the students and their input that they give to the field placement faculty to get their input on what they are seeing in the field. Okay? Now, how do we identify? We had talked about our personal plan of study, which is a requirement in the first EDU 700 course. And that is when these students take their IPDP. They then identify which are the clinical courses, which are the non-clinical courses. They identify what term they intend to take each course. And then with the faculty in EDU 700, they make sure that they have addressed these specific age groups, because they are to plan out in advance, because our candidates in this particular program will not be in the same placement their entire. They're going to have placements throughout the state of New Hampshire, probably even going into the Boston area. So they need to plan ahead about where they're going to have their placements. So their personal plan of study that they develop with their faculty in EDU 700 becomes their roadmap, so they can plan ahead and identify the specific experiences they need. And it also gives Granite State College the opportunity to provide the support to make those connections. So if we have to call Perkins, we can call them and say, look, we've got a candidate. They need to be working with these, so we can make those arrangements, be they during the summer, etc. Okay? So that is what we do. Della, are there any questions?
Got from me right now, thank you.
Sounds good. Any questions here in the room? Okay.
I do have one.
I have
Yes.
a quick question. So the supervising practitioner, there possibly could be 3, depending upon more, as I understand it, or more.
It depends on their placement.
Okay. As long as they've met all of those different age
Yes.
groups.
And I'll talk more about that in a
Yes.
Okay.
I should talk about
Perfect.
Yep. Okay. Good question. Did you hear the question, Della? Suzanne asked about the supervising practitioner.
Yeah, I meant transcribing the question.
Okay.
She's having a hard time hearing when it goes out to the room, so I'm
Okay.
going to just try to
Thank you.
reduce stuff down.
Okay, our program delivery. We are, as the online college within the university system of New Hampshire and is also being recognized as one of the best online colleges in the nation in 2015. We are continuously trying to figure out how we can create high-tech, high-touch programs. So as we're looking at this in our program delivery, we have technology requirements of all of our students regardless of the certification program they are in. Each of our students is to have an educator toolkit, and that is because, please know, at Granite State College we're in 80 of the 88 SAUs. Okay, so please know that when a student goes to Bedford, New Hampshire, the technology that they have in Bedford, New Hampshire is very different than the technology that they might have in Colebrook. So we were realizing that if in fact part of our mission is to develop educators who understand how to utilize technology and to support the growth of their students to be ready with the 21st century skills, we needed to do a requirement of the educator toolkit. And in this educator toolkit, they have a tablet, they have a swivel, of which Pat is going to talk about. That allows us to do live observations at a distance. Okay, and then they also have a scanner, copier, fax. They have a mini projector, so they can use it within their classrooms, and they have a router. Okay, a router.
A router.
Okay, so now what we are discussing for the blind and visually impaired and for the deaf and hard of hearing is that they, because of the tools of their trade, they need specific toolkits that will support them and their students in the field. Okay? Now, we utilize TaskStream, which is our e-portfolio system. We've been using TaskStream since, Barbara, when? 2009?
Maybe 8, I don't know, 8, 9.
Okay, okay. I believe we were one of the first in the state, and we have been utilizing them for some time. That is an e-portfolio system that allows us to align the state standards with our key artifacts and to mine that data. And starting this summer, we have begun the process of incorporating the AMS, which is their accountability management system. We have ongoing meetings with Trudy Milburn, and Barbara and I have another meeting with her, is it December 8th?
December 8th with Emily.
Yes, okay. So please know that this TaskStream is a tool for technology, and one of the wonderful things about this e-portfolio system is that our students develop their credentialing portfolio within the TaskStream, and then when they prepare for the exit interview, they prepare their professional portfolio, which they will then attach to all job applications. Okay, so it really becomes